Well, the stream seems to be back up now. Hopefully? Hopefully you can all hear me okay. Alright, let's see what the new banner is. It's the COVID banner. So, nothing on this is going to be useful. However, the game could very well rub salt in my wounds by giving me Kefka's Burst free after I pitied it. Hey, Blue. Always good to have you here, man. Alright, so we're going to do the free pull on this banner, where I have literally everything. And if it gives me Kefka's Burst on the free pull, I'm going to cry. I am not kidding. You will see a man bawl. Just bawling. Don't do this to me. Hey, Kefka LD. I'm actually not salty about that, because I think Kefka's LD cost me... It was either... I'm pretty sure it was 10k for Kefka LD. So you know what? I'm not even hurt by this. And Odin EX was free when I first got it too. So again, this is fine. I'm not upset by this. It could have been way worse. Welcome to the dream, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Damashi, and we're back for some more Omnia. I'm really tired. I've been streaming all night, so there will likely won't be any live commentary for this. If there's any commentary, it'll all be in post, where I've already beaten the fight. Hey, it's post-commentary Damashi here, and I've beaten the stage. Also, let me do my intro again. Ahem. Welcome to the dream, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Damashi, and we're back for some more Omnia. Hey, how do you do? I'm wide awake now that I'm not streaming at 1:30 in the morning. It only took me one real attempt to beat the stage, but I hesitate to call this stage easy, given the team I'm running. It's very clear, based on the requirements, that this stage was meant for these three characters. Hey, Green Crystal user. I wonder whose banner's still alive. Oh right, Terra. Hey, Dragoon requirement. And you need to do water damage to increase the orb. Huh. Mog. Hey, Black Crystal user. Whose banner went up just before this fight released? Kefka. With all that said, I'd say this stage is more fun than Abyss 3. Yes, it is more restrictive, at least on the surface, on who you can use, and it is a lot harder. But at least the fight doesn't feel like a marathon when you have a team that can do it. My first clear of Abyss 3 was over 30 minutes. Not particularly a fan of the longer fights in the game like Boss Rush, though I really liked Boss Rush 3, I thought it was really fun. Took a few notes on what other characters I could have used to meet the requirements. Bit of an odd thing for me to do, if I'm honest, considering who I'm running. Terra, who's my favorite main protag. Mog is my favorite Dragoon in the series. Kefka is literally my favorite character in all of Final Fantasy. I did pity his BT after all, even though it's terrible. This is a full favorites team. By the way, as I was taking these notes, I noticed that this version of the fight is immune to its own debuff. Very sneaky, devs. I see you decided to remove the Yuffie cheese in some fashion. That said, they did also remove the ice immunity to this boss, meaning you can run Celeste or Onion Knight, if you choose to do so, and have the other requirements you need to actually enter the stage. So there are four main things you need to worry about. You need a source of damage mitigation, HP and or brave damage mitigation, because you need to be able to live the first recast and potentially the second one. You're going to want some source of water damage for the orb, so Mog, Rydia, Garnet. Rydia and Mog's calls can also be used for some pinch water damage, and you don't even have to have Mog LD for this. That said, Mog's calls have Itsuna attached to them, so again, go pull for Mog, pay your protection fees to the Mafia Moogle. Rydia, in particular, will also be super helpful on a slow character, as she enchants the entire party with water for 4 turns. Third, you want a way to stop it from using N-Cross, so turn deletion, HP silence, and paralyze, ulti and Terra's additive turns, from their EX and LD respectively. Remember, this boss is immune to delay, and the latter half of the fight is immune to force break. After a certain point, the boss will start to counter melee attacks with a single target Brave HP attack that inflicts Paralyze and dispels you, but it can't counter if it's HP silenced or paralyzed. So you can bring melee characters depending on who else you're running alongside them. So the green characters that I had were Xanda, Terra, Celeste, Strago, Sephiroth, Renoa, Fujin, Ultimisia, Garnet, Kame, and Gabrav. Xand and Strago are out because of the immunity to Force Break, as well as the fact that this is only a single target fight, and they really, really don't excel in these kinds of environments. They really need multi-targets to be able to do damage. Terra is bonkers, but we'll talk about her later. Celeste works now, because it's no longer immune to ice. She enchants, she does brave damage up, she has a trap, which means off-turn damage, and off-turn damage is really useful. Especially if this thing gets off N-Cross, because it's going to be going a lot of turns in a row, if it does. Or it might not. You might be going a lot of turns in a row, which will really quickly raise the turn count. That's what I meant by I said it only took me one real attempt, because I got hit with N-Cross very early on in a earlier attempt, and I was like, nope, reset. We are gonna run a team that doesn't have to deal with that. Alright, so for my Dragoons, I have Kane at 0 out of 3. And I have Edgar. No, I'm not running Edgar. I'm not running Edgar in a Lufenia stage. His issues are as bad as Kefka, if not worse, because he doesn't even have an LD or burst to complement him. Not to say that Kefka's burst is actually good, as I've alluded to. Mog. Yeah. Mog's really good for this stage. The stage is designed around Mog and Terra. Raijin is useful here, because even though he's melee, he does have Paralyze in his kit, and if you're going to run Raijin, you are going to have to worry about making sure that every time his turn comes up, he has Paralyze up. Alright, Freya is useful because she has that party-wide last stand, and the only other character that's going to have a mechanic like that is Porum, when she gets her LD. And we have 9. 9's really good for this stage. Kind of. 9 really excels when there's more than one target, but you can run him here. He's a spear character. He has healing, he's got HP damage nullification, and got some other stuff too. So for Black Crystal, we've got Kane again. Kane satisfies 2 different requirements for the stage. So if you can bring Kane, you can bring Kane. But do be wary, the boss is immune to launches and delays, so Kane's kind of just here to open up your 3rd slot, rather than be a real handy character that's actively involved in the fight. Dark Knight Cecil isn't going to be useful here. Can't launch. His HP damage up is nice, but it doesn't mean anything when you can't launch, and your brave gain is reduced. Your brave battery gain. What is it? I can't remember. Your brave gain is reduced heavily. Cloud is useful here because of his Paralyze. I wouldn't use him over Arciela, if I'm honest. But he can still be useful here. Theodore's good here for the burst healing and Ezunaga. Kefka is fantastic for this stage. He's one of the characters this stage is designed around. You should bring Kefka if you have him. Squall is a really good damage dealer. He excels in fights where there are multiple targets, but you can still run him here. My good friend Blue brought Squall, Arciela, and someone else. Squall, Arciela, Mog is, I'm pretty sure, what Blue ran. And that took care of the stage just fine, after he finally managed to survive the initial recast. Again, you need to bring something
to help you survive the initial recast or get lucky and have it miss someone. Alright, Orin, if you're gonna run Orin, again, you're gonna want some form of HP Silence and Paralyze, and you also gotta worry about Orin's debuffs, knocking those things off if they're not framed. Gentauto is good for this stage. She imperils all elements. She doesn't do all elements herself. I'm pretty sure she only does Wind, Dark, and Holy. But she does have Frame Paralyze, and on that Frame Paralyze is 100% defense down on top of the other defense down she has. Caius, not useful for this stage because of Immunity to Force Break. I have Machina in my notes, but I don't think I'd ever use Machina on this stage. Though he does provide, you know, he does have some of the same utility as Terra Lightning ulti, where he can just keep taking turns right in a row, over and over again. But his turns aren't free, which is the problem. Alright, so if I didn't have Mog, I was gonna have Mog. I was going to pity Mog if necessary. But if I didn't have Mog, I would have probably ran Kayn, Terra, and a third character that can use calls. Give this party Levy Summon, and the Orb is a non-issue. Now, you are going to want to put on some heavy-hitting debuff calls, like Jack or Hope, if you want Terra to carry. But she absolutely can carry, you just need to help her out a little bit with those debuffing calls. And for the third slot, I recommend Arciela, if you have her, for HP Silence, and then give her Rydia Call. Because Rydia, as I mentioned previously, has a 4-turn water enchant. That's it for me today, I think. This team stomps this stage so hard, I don't even think I used all of Terra's LDs before the fight was over. If you like the content of the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment, as it really helps me out, and it's important for our channel's growth. If you didn't like the video, please be sure to tell me why in the comments so that I can improve. I'm still developing my style of content, learning as I go, and experimenting, so please don't be shy. I want to hear all the feedback. What did you think of this Abyss? Do you agree that you thought it was better or more fun than Abyss 3, or did you think it was way, way too restrictive and way worse? Also, please remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification button. I try to post content daily, though sometimes things come up and I miss a day or two. Sometimes I try to make up for it with a double upload. If you enjoyed the content of this video, please like the video, comment down below, share the video around, and subscribe to the channel, because it tells me you like my content and want me to keep making it. It also helps the channel grow. Until next time, later.